starting now.
Okay.
Batman vs. Superman review. We will start with spoiler-free, and then we'll dive into spoilers.
Well, I mean, I wasn't really going to do a review. It was going to be a discussion, so...
But let's just give our general thoughts.
Okay, there doesn't have to be any real spoiler talk.
So, who wants to go first?
I mean, I can start out, like, the whole, like... One of my main problems with the movie, which I admit, it's not one of those movies that I think is amazing. It's
definitely not.
There are a couple movies that I will argue to the death that they're good movies. People shit on Iron Man 2 a lot. I fucking love Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is a great movie, and I will kill anyone who thinks otherwise. I think that the Iron Man movies get better as they go. I think Iron Man 2 is better than 1. I think 3 is better than all of them. I think 3 is my favorite. And people arguing with that, and that's fine. It's just my opinion. Batman vs. Superman is not a very good movie, but I really liked it. And one of the reasons is I agree with the just drops you in. I like the fact, I think what they're trying to do with the movie, it might feel cash grabby, it might feel really like lacks heart, I guess is some what people have said. Mm-hmm. But I think every decision they made about the universe is really interesting. I like the fact that it drops you into this universe, and Batman has been around for 20 years. I like the fact that people know who he is. I like the fact that Robin is presumably dead at this point. It's like people have known that since the trailers. Like you see the suit with the Joker on it. I like he's fought the Joker. I like that. Do the cameos count as spoilers, you think?
I would save that.
Okay. The cameos, it's like, that's the universe building, and it doesn't hold your hand through it. Like, I like that. On execution, it could have been done better, but I like that whole thing. I like the fact that they're trying something different. I'm kind of getting annoyed at, like, everyone saying, well, that's not Batman. Well, I don't think that really matters, because they're taking Batman, and they're taking an interpretation of Batman, and that interpretation of Batman, that he's very violent and kills people, has been in the comics before. It's not like that's a new thing. They didn't do it well because, like, you have to set up a reason why he's going to be killing people.
Exactly.
You have to set up a reason. You have to make it believable, and they could have done that. Like,
they could have. They didn't.
It could have been
2 lines.
It could have been 2 lines. It could have been a scene. It could have been anything, and it would have instantly made that movie more believable. And I think personally, Batman is a character that you can very easily make
relatable.
Want to kill. No, what I'm saying, Batman is a character that you can easily push over the edge.
Yeah.
He's very close to that.
He's really unstable.
I think that's like a big part of his character, and a huge part of why people love him is that he doesn't go over that edge.
Yeah.
He sticks to his guns. But I think that you could use trauma in his life to push him over that edge and him not care anymore.
Totally could, but they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. They didn't have any context, which is something I've been arguing. Like,
well, that's
you plop you into the universe, that's fine. Don't give the viewer context of like, or like, don't hold the viewer's hand, but you have to like, there has to be reasons. You can't just say Batman kills. Like, you can't. That just can't be. You can't accept that. You can't accept that Lex Luthor wants to kill Superman because there's no reason for him to want to kill Superman in the movie. Like I said, it would have been a better movie if Man of Steel 2, Batman, and Wonder Woman had come out beforehand. Maybe not Wonder Woman, but the rest of them. But everything they did in there, just, it's so cool. I love the movie they were trying to make.
Yeah. And
that makes me like the movie they made. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My thoughts are very in the middle. This movie does so much bad stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, the first half is a huge mess. It's all over the place. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's so choppy. The editing is literally awful.
It is.
The movie looks amazing. The cinematography is phenomenal. But all Zack Snyder films are like that. The second half is better. There's moments where I was like, holy shit, that was awesome. But there's still things that I hate to sound nitpicky, but if I'm watching a movie and I'm thinking about this while I'm watching it, I'm not immersed. It's not doing a good job of being a good movie, in my opinion. I'll save it all for the spoilers, but the second part was way better than the first part. There was parts that I was like, holy shit, there's amazing. There's so many nuggets of just like awesomeness and like amazing movie that it's like, what happened? Like, this movie had so much potential, and it's just like, the movie was all right. It doesn't deserve all the hate that it's getting. No. It has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It doesn't deserve that at all. But there's also people that are like praising this movie, like, oh, it's so amazing, which is cool. Like, I get your opinion, but I feel like there's a difference between blindly loving something just because you're like a fanboy and like liking it and being like, oh, it has so many problems, but I like it. But to be like, oh, oh, it's all wrong. You're just being a critic. Like, I hate when people say that. It's like, you can criticize a movie and still love it, but if you're just going to blindly love it because you're a fanboy,
yeah,
I don't think that's pretty, I don't really like that much.
I've been on that side. I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I'm willing to overlook a lot of their flaws because they do have some, and I'm willing to argue, like one other example is Black Widow and Age of Ultron. There's a lot of criticism that I don't think is valid because people are making arguments about the movie that I could get into that just I don't think exist. Like they're making, but that's a whole different conversation. I can go on and on about that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, people arguing against this movie. A lot of the reasons why people didn't like Batman vs Superman, I didn't care about the dark tone. I thought the dark tone was fine.
I don't mind the dark tone either.
I thought the fact that it wasn't funny at all was fine. I didn't
mind that either.
I thought the characterizations of the characters were cool and interesting and different, and it would have been worth exploring. I don't even mind that it tried to do so much, but it just, I think it would have been, I think that if we had gotten the R-rated director's cut, I think that's going to be a better version.
It's definitely going to be better.
Hopefully. I mean, I can't imagine.
Because you can't get worse.
I mean, like, even, like, did you see the deleted scene that they released? Well, when we get into the spoilers, I'll talk about that.
You just want to finish up the non-spoiler discussion? My final thoughts are, the movie's alright. It's not great. It's not terrible.
Would you see it again?
I would see it again. I would watch the director's cut. I wouldn't see this version again.
Okay.
I would see the new one. I would, despite everything I've just said, I would recommend it, though, because there are a lot of moments where it's like, whoa, that was fucking cool.
Every single frame of Wonder Woman.
This is in the trailer. Not a spoiler. Once Wonder Woman shows up, when she drops down and her appearance, I was like, what?
That
gave me goosebumps.
That fucking guitar riff.
A lot of people don't like that. I thought it was cool. It was
awesome.
Cool.
Did your theater get cheer?
Mine didn't. I wanted them to because I was cheering on the inside. I saw it with my friend Casey, and we were both like...
You saw it, like, opening night,
I saw it 12:30 on Thursday, midnight.
Yeah. Our theater burst into, like, cheers.
Dude.
And the weird part was my theater, the atmosphere was a little weird because people, there were, like, I feel like there were kids in there.
Mine didn't really have any kids.
My sister went to see it. She's 9. She got scared. So first of all, she didn't understand. Well, I don't really know because she was fidgeting the whole time. She didn't understand anything that was going on in the movie. She wanted to say it. I asked my dad if he wanted to see it. He's like, I had Trinity this weekend. I'll ask her, and she wanted to. She was really game for it, and she got. I don't know what it was. She got scared. Just the whole movie was kind of scared her. But
too dark and edgy.
Yeah, there were some little kids in our theater. There were like teenage girls behind us who wouldn't stop laughing the entire time. There were some weird cringy moments that I could understand them laughing, but they were like loud about it. But regardless, like the second fucking Wonder Woman, and the editing in that part is so great because they make it look like Superman is saving Batman.
Yeah.
And then it's Wonder Woman. You're like, yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's a guitar riff. I listened to that song afterward too, and I got goosebumps.
It was a great moment. So see this movie because while there are a lot of downfalls, it does fall flat in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
It still has its moments where it kind of makes everything worth it in a way. Where I walked out of the movie being like, that was fucking awesome, but being like, but there's a lot wrong with it. And I was talking to my friend about it. She was like, oh, it was amazing. And I was like, was it though?
Yeah.
And I was being that guy. I hate being that guy, but it's like, I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, it was amazing.
You want to have a conversation about it, especially
I love talking. I'm a movie guy. I go to film school. I love talking about this stuff. So I was like criticizing it, but it's all stuff I thought of while watching the movie. It's not like I finished movies like, I can nitpick this and this and this. It's like while watching the movie, I thought this and it's like, what? Come on. And then I talk about it afterwards.
Which I mean, that's good and bad.
See the movie. It's worth seeing. It's definitely not great. It's not terrible either. It's just good. It's an alright movie. It's a mess.
It is,
but it's kind of worth it.
It's an okay mess. The only
for
thing,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the only way it would have been a failure for me is if I came out not excited about the future of their.
I'm definitely excited. I want to see the Flash. I want to see Wonder Woman.
Buy Wonder Woman tickets the fucking instant they go on sale.
Oh, dude, Wonder Woman was great. It was so cool.
I can't believe that she pulled it off so well. Everyone was like,
she looks like Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's great.
Like, she's not gonna be good Wonder Woman. When that first picture of her released with her sword and shield, I was like, I'm so excited.
Dude, it's fun.
Okay, so should we?
What's your final thoughts?
That was my final thoughts. Right. I'm excited for. I pre-ordered the movie. I bought Man of Steel because I'm invested in the universe, and I that's just who I am.
They did a decent job of setting up the Justice League.
Yeah, it was decent. So I think we should do spoilers from here on out.
Spoilers now.
Okay, so the cameos were weird.
The cameos, in my opinion, were fucking dumb. The way they're introduced, they got introduced by an email.
Okay. So it would have been better. The cameos would have been better if they were put in
They should have been integrated into the beginning of the movie, I feel
not
like.
even, or maybe even then, but not even that. They had 2 scenes with that fucking flash drive. Batman looks at Wonder Woman shit. They should have put in the Justice League stuff right then with Wonder Woman.
I don't think they should have been shown via security footage.
Well, I mean, I understand that criticism, but I think it would have flowed better if they put it there instead of Diana Prince watching them afterward, after Bruce Wayne had those weird, like, chat email messages that he sent her.
Yeah.
I know, who are you?
That pissed me off too. Did she scrolling through it like one sentence at a time to make it all dramatic? It's like, who the fuck reads like that?
Yeah, like they showed him they showed him being a detective, like, to a bit of the movie, and then he's just like...
That's another thing about this movie. Batman is fucking, like, kind of dumb in this movie. Because Batman's like the #1 detective in the world, and you don't see that in this movie. He's just like this brute that kills everyone.
I guess,
and that's another complaint that I had.
I think Batman
killing people.
I think Batman is kind of cool.
Batman in this movie he's an awesome Batman. He looks cool. The way he fights is like the Arkham games is fucking awesome. But, and I know you just got done saying that you're cool with it. I hate the fact that he kills people. I even turned to my friend Casey next to me. I was like, during the fight scene when he's like killing people,
he's killing people with guns.
I'm like, I turned around. I'm like, Batman doesn't kill people. What are they doing?
It was an awesome fight scene.
It was cool. Like, it immediately, it's like, this is Batman's character. Like you said, there are integrations, but like Batman's main stigma is that he doesn't cross that line.
See,
it's the same thing with Daredevil. Like, they have the ability to, sure, they know what they're doing. They can kill people in an instant, but they don't because they don't stoop that low.
But I think you can make it interesting because Batman has killed in the comics before and in other movies apparently. Like, I don't know,
but.
It's different.
The comics is fine because that's source material, but saying he killed other movies, that's like, doesn't make it okay, though.
No, I understand. Zack Snyder's like, well, he's killed in other movies, so I can make him kill.
Yeah,
Zack Snyder's an asshole.
I don't like that.
Regardless of
how, make it all right.
Regardless of how I like the way they took the movie, I don't think Zack Snyder's a good director. I think they should kick him out. He's not a good.
He shouldn't.
He's not a good universe builder. But like, they're not going to go with this because they've already come out and said that I think the Joker killed Robin. I think they come out and confirmed.
They show his costume in the movie.
No, but I think they
and it said jokes on you.
It was hinted, but I think they confirmed it. There was a lot of rumors that Jason Todd, his former Robin, became the Joker.
Is the Joker.
I think they came out and said that wasn't the case. I don't know if they're lying or not, but like, there are 2 ways that Batman killing would make sense in the context of what we were shown.
Yes,
one. If
it just had to be a line. It had to be 2 lines. It just had to be Alfred at some point being like, you've changed. You never used to kill people. What's going on with you? And he's like, they killed Robin. I'm done caring.
Or not even that.
That's all it had to be.
Or like a glance. But like, if Jason Todd was Joker, I can understand Batman getting to that point where he's been doing it for 20 years. Nothing's changed in Gotham. He's just gotten to the point where he doesn't care anymore. And especially with Superman, like, he just gets to that extreme point. That would have been interesting. And the reason why Joker's still alive is because he's Jason Todd and he thinks that he can redeem him.
Yeah.
But the reason it doesn't work is because if Batman's okay with killing people, why is the Joker still fucking alive? Right? I guess you can make the argument that he started killing afterward, but if Batman is driven to kill, the Joker should be what drives him to kill.
Exactly. Like, the point you just made, I listened to a podcast called The Weekly Planet by these guys, comicbookmovie.com. They're really good.
That is a good website.
And their podcast is really funny. And they did a review of Superman, Batman, and what you just said is like, if Batman's going to be killing people, what stops him from killing the Joker?
Yeah.
That just takes the whole
Suicide Squad,
dilemma away.
Suicide Squad needs to be set in the past, otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
Suicide Squad has to justify Batman killing. They have to do that.
I hear Batman, or Ben Affleck has written a Batman movie, which I haven't seen a lot of the movies that he's been in, but I hear like a few of the movies that he's actually had like a really heavy role in the last couple of years have been really great. Yeah, like,
Gone Girl was amazing.
He didn't write that. He was starring it, but he was good in it.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed a movie called The Town, which is a heist film, and there's another movie that was like a crime thriller.
Didn't he
I think
make Argo.
He directed that too, which was good. Do you see that?
Yeah, I haven't seen
that. Was a good movie. I think he won Best Director for that. He like the movies that they were referencing and the qualities they had makes him a really great choice for director and writer of a Batman movie. I'm really hoping that they explain that. I really hope
they have to. Like,
I feel like this movie could be redeemed by what comes after it.
Yeah, like I said in the spoiler-free version, like this movie is so broken up and like disjointed. Like nothing really flows. Yeah, in this movie, it's like it's all over the place.
It needs some context and it needs flow, and it would have been really,
especially the first half. Like there's
great.
this, like that one. I remember the first time I thought that it was really disjointed is when you see Superman in the mountains and he's like talking to his
that was really weird.
I was like, because it just the scene just happens and then it's over and then there's no context to that ever again. It's like, what the fuck was that? He just talks to his like dead dad. He's like, I miss you, Dad, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And first of all, what the hell is that? And second of all, why is he like dressed up in like the snow getup? Like he's Superman. He doesn't need that shit.
Well, I feel like he was trying to cover himself. Like if he was up there, but if he was up there and someone else saw him without any jackets on, they would immediately recognize him as Superman.
What would they do? Shoot him?
No, but I mean, like someone would know. You know, I can understand his costume, but where the fuck is his dad coming from?
Yeah, like
is he just hallucinating? Is he just imagining?
He just gives this like analogy of like pie and cake, and
here's another thing.
That he goes away.
He gave that story about the flood, right? Yeah. How the waters flooded this farm, but
I was eating my cake while everyone was dying.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Here's the weird part about that is that the scene, and this is something I saw later on. The scene presents it as if that's the first time Clark is hearing the story.
Yeah.
But if it's a hallucination, he just made that story up.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, it's so weird. I remember seeing that movie. That's the scene that made me be like, what's going on in this movie?
That was pretty late.
I know, but like the whole time I was thinking it, I'm like, all right, this is happening now. Yeah. But that's the scene, because it kind of like, because it was way more jarring than the rest of it. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
The first scene that I didn't have as much of an issue with it, but I could just tell from like an audience perspective, the nightmare sequence with Batman and the post-apocalyptic Krypton or Gotham or Metropolis, whatever that was. The second that started, everyone, like, you could just feel the atmosphere of the room
being
change.
Like, what the fuck?
Everyone in the theater, like, you could almost hear everyone go, what the fuck are we watching? Yeah. No one had any idea what was going on.
Nobody knows who the villain is. The villain's Darkseid. Nobody fucking knows that.
But see, that's okay. Like,
I don't...
They should have...
I feel like if they had context.
They should have put it in there in a better way to make you know it was a dream before he woke up. Because the reason why it doesn't make any sense is because it's so separate from the rest of the movie that there's no one thought it was the actual movie. They just didn't know what was going on. And then he woke up, and then the Flash came immediately after that, which is a terrible choice because you can't do confusion to even more confusion.
Yeah.
The Flash would have been fine later on, like maybe near the end of the movie, if him showing up. I think that scene. I think him coming at all is still okay.
Yeah, I didn't mind the cameo, but like you said, it was in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it was definitely right after Nightmare was just terrible, and especially since you got the impression that he was dreaming that too.
Exactly. It's like, what the hell? Were those premonitions, or were they just weird dreams? Like,
apparently,
it was like a dream. It was like some weird Inception dream within a dream deal. It's like, come on.
Apparently, there's still papers flying after he wakes up the second time, so it implies the Flash was there and he just got like knocked out for a second
from like the time rip.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's another thing, like. It's going to confuse so many people because if you don't know if the Flash can go through time, you're just like, who the fuck was that? Because he didn't look like the Flash. He was just wearing like red body armor. It looked like a Gundam suit.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand the criticisms behind setting up universes like with this mystery. Like you don't know what this means. Do you watch another movie? I can understand that. I kind of like it because it's like this mystery. Like, well, what is that? Like, I like that they're really overt about it, but it was in the wrong spot.
I got you.
And the nightmare sequence was just kind of weirdly handled.
Yeah.
Too.
Another thing I thought, I feel like I'm alone on this. I feel like I'm the only one that thinks this. The beginning, Batman's little origin story did not need to be there.
No,
sure, it was weird. It was well edited and it looked pretty, but it didn't need to be there. All the fucking random ass like close up reaction slow mo shots of like Lil Wayne being all like.
Yeah.
And then it's like all zooming in on his face and it's like going in slow motion. It's like, to me, that's so cringeworthy and laughable. And at first I was like, oh, I hope they don't show an origin story
they didn't really.
No, I'm saying, well, everybody in Civil War is like, I hope they don't show Spider-Man's origin story. We all know the origin story. Everyone knows Batman's origin story too. It doesn't need to be in there. And it further emphasized my point when Batman's fighting Superman and he has a flashback to the origin story. It's like, then just have that. Don't have the beginning. Don't waste.
Or don't have the flashback.
Yeah, that was like a 15 to 20 minute scene.
One or the other.
They should have just had the flashback. Everybody knows what happens to his parents.
I guess so. But if they had it in the beginning...
And then they even made it weirder when the bats came out and he starts flying.
That was weird.
I was like...
That was the point where it was strange.
That was the beginning of the movie. And my first reaction was like, I was going like this, like chill, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, what is happening?
It's so...
The bats flying.
This movie had so many weird choices, but it also had so many amazing choices.
But see, again, I like what they were trying to go for. I like the fact that they set up early on that Batman is really troubled. Like, he's really he's not held together very well.
He's a very broken
he's having
up Batman.
he's having really bad nightmares, like his mom's grave bleeding.
Yeah.
It was really fucking weird.
The giant bat
the
coming
nightmare
out.
sequence, he's really paranoid. I like that, but they didn't handle it well because it was just weird. Like even having his parents dying in there would have been fine, but it was almost fetishistic. I don't know. Like it's just like weird close-ups and it was too long. Like it could have been shorter. It could have had like an extended montage of like Batman's rise. Like that would have been cool. That would have been cool to show his parents dying, and then like a 5 or 10 minute montage of Batman in Gotham.
Yeah, and his like descent maybe
Of like 20 years of like newspaper clippings or something, and then showing how he became a recluse and stopped showing up, and then showing how he went off the deep end and started killing people.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
It would have filled that time slot.
Yeah.
Because that intro, his origin story was like, it was long. It wasn't like a clip. It was so long.
You know what the weirdest part about that was? The 2 actors who played his parents are actually pretty famous. They're like big parts of The Walking Dead. And anyone who knows The Walking Dead would be like, that's Maggie from The Walking Dead. And the one
dude was in Watchmen.
And the one guy was in Watchmen, and he's the upcoming villain on The Walking Dead. He's the main bad guy. He's Negan in The Walking Dead. And it's like, why would you hire those actors if they're not doing anything?
They just die.
Someone made an interesting point.
Wait.
When there's a comic book arc called Flashpoint. I don't know if you've ever saw the movie.
I've seen the movie Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah. So is there an alternate universe where Batman's
his dad becomes Batman?
So people were saying they might have hired those actors to play those characters in a future movie.
Maybe.
Like they have some contract that says if we ever make a Flashpoint movie, you have to come back as Batman and his wife has to come back as Joker. Which would be fucking awesome.
There's also another thing I heard. There's another thing I heard that kind of is on par with like the whole Batman killing people. In the origin story for Batman, his dad like lunges at the killer.
That was weird.
And it's almost like that kind of implies that the killer killed them either because he was scared and kind of like flinched and shot them by accident, or he was just doing it in self-defense at that point.
Well,
maybe.
To be fair,
like,
he kills the dad and then he turns to the mom. Fucking with the weird necklace wrapped around it.
Yeah, so
it was a murder.
That was also very weird. So it's kind of like that's kind of weird too that he like he fought back.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of weird things.
There's a lot of weird decisions in this movie.
What do you think about Superman in general?
I don't mind Superman as a character.
In the movie.
Like, I like him. I feel like Henry Cavill is an amazing Superman. He does look pretty He's like the perfect looking Superman.
The more I thought about it, the more I was okay with his broody, like kind of melodramatic Superman, because I mean, from his perspective, he had a really shitty dad who told him to kill people instead of saving them to keep his identity secret.
Yeah.
Like that was really weird in Man of Steel. You saw Man of Steel,
not kill people, let people die.
Which, I mean, it's kind of the same thing when you think about it hard enough. But, like, he had to do that, and then he has to deal with people hating him.
Yeah, see,
you know what I mean?
That's what I understand, where it's like, he's trying to be like, I want to save you guys, and they're all like, get away, you're a monster. And it's like, what the fuck? And then, and throughout the movie, it's like, you can't catch a break. Like, for example, when he's in the Capitol building, the Congress building.
Oh, that was a fucked up scene.
Yeah, and then the bomb goes off. He's sitting there, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, he's just
why?
He's like, and I mean, I think he says, I should have known, right? Later on, he says, I should have seen that.
Yeah, he's like, I should have seen the bomb. I was distracted.
And he didn't. He was distracted. And I like the characterization of him. What I don't understand is the weird plot with the fucking desert thing. Like, apparently people blamed him for the massacre in the desert with the Lex's goons and the weird bullets that Lois was investigating the whole time.
Well, the one thing people say is when Lois is being held hostage at gunpoint, Superman, instead of, running at full speed, grabbing the gun before he can react, and just pulling him away, or heating the gun up with heat vision so he drops the gun, he tackles him full force through a fucking wall.
Okay, well,
maybe 2 walls,
but
undoubtedly killing this man.
I don't think people were, like, in the context of the movie, I don't think that people were upset about that, like the collective citizenship. Like, in the context of the movie, there's this whole thing going on, that there's like a weird, like, blame Superman for everyone dying. But people were dead before he got there.
Yeah,
and also,
that's nothing to make
they were dead
sense.
by bullets.
Yeah, he doesn't carry guns.
Yeah.
That's nothing that makes no sense.
That was a weird thing to hold him accountable for. Like, they should have just stuck with the Metropolis storyline.
Exactly.
And maybe kept that bullet thing in there. Like, well, why are these guys here?
I think the whole bullet thing didn't need to be there. It was pretty much be like, oh, LexCorp's corrupt? Like,
see,
I don't think it needed to be there.
Lex is general. Like, why does he hate Superman?
Exactly.
Why?
The only thing like I said, I heard it on the podcast again. The only thing that kind of makes sense is that throughout the movie, Lex has been saying how he hates God, and Superman is the closest thing to a god.
But they don't explain.
I guess
they don't really
exactly.
Go into that.
It's like implied.
They need
this whole movie is implied story.
Is fine, but you need to imply it to a point where people can get it without hearing someone talk about it first.
None of the characters really have any motivation.
Yeah,
maybe except for Batman, where I just want to stop Superman, and Superman's,
which is I understand.
Superman, exactly, I understand it too because he's like, oh, he's dangerous. But Superman's vendetta against Batman was like, oh, he's stopping these criminals and branding them, putting them in jail. It's like,
yeah. So that was weird.
Isn't that what you're doing too? Aren't you like stopping criminals?
And also the branding thing was a little weird. Why would people kill someone who was branded with the back? Was he only branding like really bad people? That's the impression I got. The impression that I got was the two people he branded, because I think at that point he only branded 2.
And the one was about human trafficking and stuff.
And the other guy was like a child molester.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I can understand. That's cool, Batman. Do that instead of kill people. Yeah. I don't know about that. Fucking kill them in jail.
Brand them?
Yeah, brand them in their ass.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's what people were weird about that. People are also weird about the way that they reconciled. Like, they were suddenly super friends, and they weren't.
Well, it's because... It's because of the mom thing, where it's like, how you know that name? And it's like, okay, let's be friends.
Okay, but
like,
no, but see, it wasn't exactly that. And I can understand that, because this is the way I thought of it. So, the whole movie, Batman is telling Superman, or telling people who would listen to his crazy rants about Superman, that he says at one point, you know, you're not brave, men are brave, or something like that. He doesn't see Superman as a human.
Exactly.
The moment that he realized that Superman has a mother who has the same name as his mother, it instantly humanizes Superman in his head. And, like, I think at that point, maybe they don't convey it very well, but I think Batman has a turning point. Like, he realizes that Superman isn't the enemy. Like, he realizes Superman's human, and he's been making mistakes, and he's trying to do the best. And I think maybe he sees himself in Superman, like the young vigilante of Gotham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's where it's coming from. I didn't mind that. It was a little weird, like, oh, Martha. It's like, the problem that I had with that is fucking tell him beforehand, Superman.
Yeah.
And there were really cool parts.
That fight honestly didn't need to happen. It was kind of cool, but...
It was cool. I was reading up on it later on, and I forgot, I guess I had forgotten this, but there's a point where Batman's punching Superman in the face, and the noise that Batman is making when he punches Superman becomes more metallic as Superman regains his strength, until Superman's just looking really pissed off as he just knobs him in the face. Yeah. And that fucking... It was in the trailer, but that fucking punch that he blocked, it was awesome.
Especially because the music like dropped. It's like, boom, and he's like,
and Superman's
what?
Like, what the fuck?
It was really cool.
They needed to have a better reason why Superman couldn't tell Batman that
He tried.
But he didn't try after a certain point. He kept beating the shit out of him.
He lands and he's like, Bruce, we need to talk. And then he's like, no talking. And he's just
which is fine,
fighting.
But they need to keep they needed to keep Batman from stopping Superman to talk.
Perhaps it started off with like Superman being cocky and it's like, you can't stop me. And then once Batman pulls out the kryptonite, he's like, what's going on? And then it becomes a fight for his life.
Yeah. Maybe he's weak the whole time. I guess so. But like there's not enough reasons.
Another thing that bothered me during the fight is the second hit with the kryptonite grenade was fucking dumb. Batman's reloading that gun, slow as shit. Superman's flying it and just takes it full in the face.
Superman would have
You could have easily fucking dodged that shit.
He's probably pissed at that point. And then, why the fuck wouldn't Superman give goddamn Wonder Woman that fucking spear?
Exactly. That's another thing.
She's super strong and she's not affected by fucking kryptonite.
Superman did not need to die. In fact, I don't think he should have. Everyone's like, oh, it was a ballsy move. You know, and it was, but it didn't need to happen the way it happened. Like, why did, of all people, why did Superman pick up the spear? He's weak to kryptonite.
Yeah.
And so is fucking Doomsday.
How did Lois know the spear? She threw it into the river. She walks out. She sees Doomsday and she's like, I need it back. I need the spear. Wow, did Batman like telepathically communicate, or he was the only one who figured it out?
He said it to himself. He's like, we need Krypton. Like,
and then
it's like,
Lois was like, I maybe having sex with Superman is giving me super hearing or something.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? Like, there's so much in this movie that doesn't make any sense.
It's just
stuff just like happens.
Weird plot holes.
Stuff just happens because. Why wouldn't they?
Because the plot necessitated it.
It's
the death of Superman was. I think it's ballsy, and I like.
It was ballsy. I
like that they did.
If they're going to do that, they should have done it a different way, and they shouldn't have brought him back immediately after.
They
shouldn't have shown. If you're going to kill Superman, don't tell the audience he's not dead.
He's gonna
at
come
the
back.
end of the same movie. Like, no, you can imply that, but have him just like show up in another movie. Don't have like the dirt particles tries to be like he's not really dead. Like that completely kills it. There's people that don't know Superman can live.
See, the problem is that I don't think anyone came out of that movie thinking, even if they didn't see the dirt particles or that wasn't in the movie, no one will come out of the movie thinking Superman's dead.
You never know.
Because
there might be people that don't know the plot of the Death of Superman. Death and Return of Superman. But regardless, even if people don't think that, don't show it in the same movie, in like the same 15 minutes. It's like, just leave it there.
I guess they wanted to bring people in. They wanted to have you guessing what's next, even like more so than usual. So,
but you can guess what's next because Batman's talking to Wonder Woman and he's like, "I'm going to get 7 people," and she's like, "How do you know?" And he's like, "I have a feeling." Talking about the premonitions he's having. That's the guess right there. He's going to get the Justice League, and then the movies are going to start.
I guess so.
Like you don't need Superman.
There is a thing.
You don't need the dirt rising.
The whole premonition thing, and he has a feeling leads into the deleted scene. So they released a deleted scene that takes place between Doomsday getting released from the Kryptonian ship and Lex Luthor getting captured and arrested.
Yeah.
When the feds come in to arrest him, he's sitting in the pool talking to this weird alien creature. Like it's like you know how the weird
octopus things?
No, not the thing in the ship, but like the way that like some of the holograms are made with the Kryptonian ships, and it's like the weird like black bead like kind of thing.
Yeah,
and how it can form into stuff. He's talking to like a weird alien creature that's holding 3 mother cubes, which is the thing that they make Cyborg out of in that one video. They're called mother cubes. They're linked to Darkseid. There's nothing being said. Like it's speaking some alien language, and then when they come in, it disappears, and he turns around, and like that in the movie would have gave people more insight into him. You know, the bell's been rung. Like it would have been a little more like he was talking to some alien creature. He knows something coming now. But with the movie as it is, like anyone who doesn't know, anyone who hasn't been following the movie for the last 3 years, be like, the fuck is he talking about?
Exactly.
Like, what does that mean? Like, the bell's been rung.
I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, it's just. Well, I knew what it meant in terms of like something's happening, but it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
I actually kind of liked Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
I didn't.
I
thought it was like cute and quirky, but
more context would have been needed. Like I said, like for most of it.
I think only if anybody was going to try the crazy kind of spastic Lex, I feel like Jesse Eisenberg is probably one of the only people that could have done that.
Yeah, and in a better movie, he would have been better.
Yeah.
So
if it was better written.
Yeah.
So
let's see. I don't think I have anything else on here.
Yeah, that's all I can really think of in terms of the movie. I feel like when it comes to like discussions, we're only talking about the negative stuff. Well, this movie has they're so prominent. Well, like this movie has a lot of good stuff in it though too.
I feel like I touched on things that I liked, and I mean we're just saying what they could have done better. I think we're implying that we did like those parts, but we think that they could have handled better. We liked where it was going. I mean, obviously Wonder Woman was fucking amazing.
Yeah, this movie had so much potential.
Wonder Woman was great. Ben Affleck was a really great Batman, I thought, and Henry Cavill did a pretty good Superman, and like I think Jesse Eisenberg did a pretty good Lex Luthor. I think the plot of the movie, like general beats, was pretty decent. I think it had an okay structure. I think they had okay arcs. You know what I mean in terms of that. Like you know, Superman didn't really have an arc, I guess.
I would like to reiterate that Wonder Woman was phenomenal.
Wonder Woman was fucking amazing. Dude,
the way she fought, like her battle cry was like, "Hurrah!" And she would like jump towards him, like and just like cut him up. It was so cool. And then when she pulled out the lasso, I was like, "Oh my god, she fucking did it!" Like
the only other thing she could have possibly done is fly away in her invisible jet at the end.
Yeah,
just imagine that.
Wonder Woman was great.
Wonder Woman was really great. Highlight of the movie. Best part of the movie.
Best part.
Also, the one joke in the movie when Batman saves.
I guess by the capes.
No, he's like, I'm from your signs.
Like, the capes. Like,
I thought that was funny.
Another reason why Batman killing like bothered me is because it wasn't one of those things where like he kills, but he like subtly kills. Like he's kind of like making the gang members like unintentionally kill their other gang members through way of like cool martial arts.
In the fight.
Yeah, he's just like flat out murdering these guys. Like he flies in on like the Batwing and he just pulls out the machine guns to shoot the cars up and they explode. Instant death.
In the Batmobile chase, he was fucking...
Yeah, he was like tossing cars, making things blow up. He was tossing cars into other cars.
Into people.
Instant death. There's no surviving that. Yeah. And then when he gets into the warehouse and he's like fist fighting, he catches the guy's grenade, throws the grenade to the doorway, and then throws them towards the grenade. Yeah. What? It's so... And then he even uses guns. It's just like the way it was done. It pissed me off. I'm not even a huge Batman fan.
Yeah.
But it bothered me so bad because if there's one thing I know about Batman is that he just doesn't do that.
If you're doing that, you need to
make a context.
Yeah.
He just kills people and it's like, what?
Just kill
this
people.
Doesn't... come on. It's like, and yeah, Batman might have killed people in previous movies. That doesn't make it okay.
No, I understand.
That means they messed up too.
Even in comics, like there's probably always context. Like, there's a reason behind it. And comics is a little bit easier to get away with the whole, like, DC especially, they have a lot of comics that take place in like a separate universe. Like there's the whole Dark Knight Returns, which is heavily based on where Batman's old and grizzled, and Superman has become like a government like stooge, and Batman goes to kill him because he thinks he's being bad. And in that, he's violent and he kills people. But it's like, you understand going into that comic, it's an alternate universe. Like, I have a hard time explaining to people, even like my dad, who understands movies and stuff to a certain degree. I have a hard time explaining the fact that this isn't the same Batman as Batman Begins or the Dark Knight.
It's a different universe.
People don't really understand that.
It's the same thing with the different Spider-Mans between Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and now Tom Holland. They're different Spider-Mans.
Sometimes people don't understand. Like, no, he's like, I think I was talking to my dad, and he's like, yeah, it'd be really cool to see Spider-Man and this part and this and there. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's a different Spider-Man. It's totally
in this universe, that never happened.
And a lot of people don't understand that. So like, comics is okay because it's a little bit niche, and like they advertise that going in like alternate universe, or like you can understand it. But this, it's like, no, it is an alternate universe. Yeah, but people don't know that going in. You need to, like, people like us can I think are even less confused than people who didn't have an idea going into this who thought it was a Batman and Superman movie. You know what I mean? So
totally. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. Those are all everything I liked, everything you didn't like. I
have pre-ordered. I'm gonna watch the director's cut when it comes out.
I thought the Doomsday fight was pretty cool and flashy. Like Superman, like he was in his eye beams, and then it like clashed, and he was like it was like a Kamehameha beam struggle.
Doomsday was a little underwhelming. I feel like
the fight was cool though, especially with Wonder Woman.
I feel like they kind of.
I like how Batman didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
He just kind of like sat there.
Which that's what Batman would do. Yeah. Batman's totally like the tactical person.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm going to wait for him to get restrained and then shoot him with the Krypton grenade. And like, that's what he did. Yeah,
it just felt like they kind of like shoehorned the death of Superman storyline in there. Mm-hmm, like they wanted to adapt it. Like he knew Zack Snyder knew he wanted to end the movie with Superman dying because he said in interviews that he wanted Batman to be the one to set up the Justice League, and that doesn't make any sense if Superman's in the picture, because Superman would be the one setting up the Justice League. So he needed to kill Superman or get him out of the way, and I guess that naturally led to, well, let's adapt the death of Superman. It's like, fine, but don't make that like the fucking last 30 minutes of the movie. You can't just adapt an entire comic plot line in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to make a Dark Knight Returns plot, make that Dark Knight Return, and then do Death of Superman later, or just do Death of Superman the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
It was certainly a huge mess of a film.
Yeah, but it was a good mess for me. I like people who I've talked to, like friends, have been like, how the fuck could you like that?
It was a decent mess of a film. I'm not going to praise it. I'm not going to talk shit on it. Everything I've said, all the complaints I have, I feel like are justified. I feel like I'm not nitpicking. I feel like watching the movie, that's what I thought. It's like a lot of it was it was really disjointed and messy, but there were really cool parts too. I'm not hating on it. I'm not fanboying over it. It was just a movie.